In Douala, Bessem's life wasn't as sweet as she had imagined. Caroline introduced her to a stylist friend of hers who owned a shop. The pay was small and work was so tedious. The big houses and cars she had dreamt of having were just imaginary because she couldn't have them with her small salary. And every day she realized how foolish she had been and missed EGBE's silly jokes, his smiles, and his love. Meanwhile, in Manfe, EGBE had made it big. Because what Bessem did not know was that the day EGBE came, looking so happy with plastic goodies in his hands, that same day she had told him she was leaving for Douala was the day a big construction company had decided to partner with EGBE and also made him head of her welding department. So he came that day with all that excitement to tell her the good news, but she didn't give him the chance. EGBE had moved from their former neighborhood to a residential quarter where he lived in a beautiful house. And he was not only traveling to big cities within Cameroon, he was going international. Yes, EGBE was traveling to countries like China, Korea, Japan, Germany, USA, Belgium, just to name a few for work purposes. One day, Caroline told Bessem she couldn't bear living with her anymore because Bessem was not contributing in the daily expenses of their house, and that Bessem should start looking for her own house. Bessem knew it was the end because her little salary could not even permit her to rent a decent apartment in Douala, thought less of funding for her feeding and transportation. Douala was big, a very big city, bigger than Manfe. Caroline had promised to accommodate her as long as she wanted to stay. Now the story had changed. She wasn't that friend she knew anymore. Her night was long, and she decided that by weekend she would relocate back to Manfe, try to fix things with her lover, EGBE, and also reopen her tailoring shop. At least the additional skills she had learned in the stylish shop in Douala, she would apply it there. As she thought of everything, she took her phone, browsed through her contact list, and dialed EGBE's number. 3 times she dialed, and she received no response. What she did not know was EGBE did not only change his house, change his neighborhood, but also changed his number. And also sold his former welding spot to another person. EGBE wanted to leave his story behind. On Friday night, breaking Saturday, Bessem stood by her window and headed to the room to pack her bags because she had planned to leave early for Manfe. Bessem arrived Manfe with hopes, but when she rushed to their old place, she found out that new people were living there. And when she asked, they said, "EGBE, we haven't seen him for a year now around here. We heard he's doing big things elsewhere." Bessem's heart was so heavy, and she went to the old wedding spot and found it was sold off. She chilled down with her search and decided to reopen her tailoring shop in the market. She used the skills she gained in Douala. One day, a lady comes in. She said, "I came here on recommendation and want you to sew my 2 dresses I'll be using for my traditional marriage in 3 weeks." Bessem was so happy because the pay was good. She was supposed to deliver those dresses in an address in the GRA neighborhood given to her by the beautiful lady. On a beautiful Saturday morning 2 weeks later, she hired a bike to the address she was supposed to deliver the dresses. The house was big. 3 luxury cars were parked outside. She admired the house. When she knocked, a male voice answered. And when the door opened, to her greatest surprise, she saw a fine, tall, dark man. And guess who it was? EGBE. Yes, you heard me right. EGBE. The EGBE she had left because he was poor. The same EGBE who only wanted her happiness, who swore only by her. EGBE greeted her. Before she could open her mouth, and he collected the dresses. Those dresses belonged to his soon-to-be bride. Oh yes, he had found love again. This time to a rich and well-to-do lady, the daughter of the owner of the construction company he worked for. The next thing he said was thank you, and he closed the door of his house. Bessem's world stopped. She stood there, dresses gone, heart heavier. The bike man asked, "Ma'am, you okay?" She nodded, nodded, and walked away slowly. The next week, she only heard news of EGBE's big wedding. It was in the mouth of everybody in town. It was broadcasted on TV and rebroadcasted again. She had not heard from EGBE since the day she left his house, and he had never looked for her. She was just filled with regret and imagined herself in the place of EGBE's new wife. But that could never happen. One morning, Bessem received a message from an unknown number which said, "You ruined everything because of greed and impatience. I wish you good luck." Tears dropped down her eyes. She knew who sent the message. From EGBE, of course. Her heart sank. Those words cut her deep. She tried calling the number. She realized her number was blocked. Bessem had no choice but to start all over again, with an expectation of finding love again. And eventually, she decided when love relocated her, she will never make such mistake as she did in the past. Dear friends, thanks for watching till now. Please remember, patience always pays. Kindly like, share, and follow. I love you. Bye-bye.